See, every religion has a holy book, and for Hinduism, it is the Vedas. And if other religions want their book, they can just go to a bookshop and buy it. And for Hindus, which bookshop sells the Vedas?
Okay, let me tell you my own struggle in trying to find the Vedas. If you ask any Hindu in the United Kingdom, your holy book is the Vedas, do you have the Vedas in your home? Not even 1%, forget not 0.1% will have the Vedas or even any part of the Vedas in the home. This is sorry, sad thing, but at the same time this shows the versatility of Hindus. Even though they claim Vedas is the book of the scripture of authority, they also recognize that the whole Vedas are full of so many hymns to the forces of nature, so much information about liturgy, how you do this particular ceremony, that is so full of this stuff that it becomes very burdensome, becomes heavy. That's why they are not easily accessible. But you can actually buy. Just go on Google and do a search. You want to buy the Yajurveda, you'll find English translation. You'll find all sorts of translations everywhere. Bit of music. I lost my questioner. So you will find, if you do some Google search, you will find English translation of some of the Vedic scriptures. So they are available. But because they are quite heavy, the Hindus themselves are, if you like, not very keen on buying them. This is what I would recommend. I would recommend that forget about the huge Vedas. If you can just pick up some of the Upanishads, which are the heart of the Vedas, the philosophic heart of the Vedas, not the liturgy, not the hymns to the forces of nature, Varun and Indra and Agni. What will you do with that? Maybe unless use it in a wedding ceremony. So the only aspect of Vedas I would recommend the Hindus to have in the home are these lovely little kind of verses of the Upanishads. There are about 100 or 10 or 11 Upanishads that are very popular. I would suggest they're very tiny books. Some may only got 12 verses. That's all, 12 verses, 6 pages or something. So buy some of these Upanishads. You can buy them happily everywhere. You know, Ramakrishna Mission, you can buy Upanishads. Buy the Upanishads. That is the heart of the Vedas. So rather than bother with the whole cumbersome Vedas and try and look, when I many times I go through some of these scripts, and it gives actually no time, it gives me a headache because they're very heavy. And you say, what is he on about? Because they're talking in ancient language, things which I can't relate to anymore. So I struggle. What do I do with Varun and Indra by invoking them? What am I going to do with them? So I would rather just pay the gas bill and the water bill rather than invoke Varun and Agni and be safe with that. But the heart of Hinduism is the Upanishads. So I said 10 or 11 Upanishads that you can easily buy in almost all bookshop of Hinduism. Try and acquire them and keep them in your home. They're very dynamic. Look through them from time to time. Suppose you say, no, even this 10 Upanishads is too much. Then we give you a second solution. See, we are practical. We say the synthesis of the Upanishads, the one book that kind of captures the heart of the heart, not just the Upanishad, but the heart of the heart, one text that kind of captures it, is the Bhagavad Gita. It synthesizes, pulls together all the strands of the Vedas or the strands of the Upanishads and puts it into one little text. And that's not a very heavy text. So though the Bhagavad Gita can be this thick, it's not very heavy. The material is quite severe. So you need to really understand it and try and dig deeper into this. If you do A-level, you have to study the Bhagavad Gita with me. But for the time being, I simply say, if you want to acquire the Vedas, go for the Bhagavad Gita that kind of synthesizes the Upanishads and that carries the message of the Vedas. And the second answer is this. Why are you so fixated on antiquated Hinduism? Why are you fixated? Your religion is an evolving religion. It's constantly moving. It's constantly changing. Why are you so fixated on ancient ones? You got modern rishis, modern proponents who talk of religion from experience, just like the ancient rishis did. The ancient rishis discovered the Brahman and Atman and started writing the Upanishads. Good for them. They're using ancient Sanskrit. Now, you got modern proponents who also discover the same spirit, Atman and Brahman, and they're talking in your language in your times. So I'm simply asking you on a practical basis, on a practical note, why are you fixated on old? Just because old is gold? No. You got modern ones who talk more your language. Suppose I give you an Upanishad, I give you one verse. You can have 10 different interpretations because you really don't know exactly what they meant 3,000, 5,000 years ago. So you are struggling to even understand it. There are normally aphorisms, short phrases. So you can put any interpretation you like on it. So it's very tricky. So why do you want to go down that route when you can find modern proponents who will talk to you in your own language and come in your home and present these ideas in a modern format, in your language, using your vocabulary? Why do you not relate to them? The reason why I talk like this is this. Everything I have acquired about Hinduism, I didn't go to any Hindu university and study the Veda. It's been acquired from a modern proponent of Hinduism who attracts me, who excites me. He talks in my own terms, in my own times, using my language. So I'm immediately attracted because I can relate very fast and much more easy, much more accessible information about religion. So I fall back on Ramakrishna and Vivekananda, who are the driving force, the source of my inspiration. So when I learn their lives and their teachings, and then when I pick up the Upanishad, I say, no difficulty, I understand now. So I find it much more easier to understand the ancient scriptures by looking at the modern proponents rather than the other way around, trying to fit the modern ones into the ancient format. I do the other way around, and I find it successful. So this is the source of authority and inspiration for me. Modern Vedas coming out from the mouths of modern proponents. And there are lots of Hinduism produced lots of them throughout the centuries. They're all giants. And we have in every tradition, Maharashtra, South India, East India, North India, everywhere, giants. Focus on their lives.